Hello everybody. This is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. I hope you are having a wonderful day. I had one of our followers ask for me to make a wrist corsage, but do it with wire and tape instead of glue. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to wire and tape a corsage and then how to put it on a wristlet for your wrist. I always start, it depends on the customer and what types of flowers they would like. I'm going to make this one out of some little yellow spray roses. I'm going to do 3 little buds. So what I'm going to do is I am taking a piece of florist wire and I am going to run it right through the calyx of that flower. The calyx is that little swollen part of the rose. I'm going to take that wire, run it right through, and I'm going to bend it down. I'm going to do that with each of the 3 flowers. And I tried to choose blooms that were 3 different sizes so it would kind of graduate. So I'm just taking that wire and running it right through that calyx, just like that. Next, what I'm going to do is take a piece of, this is corsage tape or florist tape. And what I'm going to do, it's brown because we're having a hard time getting green right now. But I'm going to take it, I'm laying it right on the calyx right there. I am going to wrap it around and then I'm just going to twist and pull it down. So twist and pull, all the way down to the end of the wire. And I'm holding my tape with my pinky finger just so that it doesn't get lost in all of your mess. Now right now my my workspace is very clean, but it is not always very clean. So I find if I hold that tape right there on my pinky, I'm not gonna lose it, okay? So I'm laying that tape and wrapping it kind of right around that calyx. I'm going to hold it tight and just twist with my fingers. Just twist and pull that tape all the way down, okay? It takes practice to get that tight, but I promise with practice you'll get it. So just kind of wrap it around and then just twist and pull, and the wax that's in this tape will cause it to stick together, just like that, okay? Next, what I'm going to do is I am going to take my smaller bloom and then my medium-sized bloom. So my smaller bloom is at the top, my medium is in the is second, and then my larger bloom is at the bottom. Okay? So just like that, I'm holding those 3 flowers together. I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to tape those 3 blooms together. Just twist and pull, twist and pull, twist and pull to get that tape to stick, okay? Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of filler flower. This is solidago. I love solidago. And you get a whole lot of bang for your buck with solidago, in my opinion. So these are 2 little blooms. Whoops, Todd. 2 little blooms off of 1 stem. You can't even tell that I took any off. I'm going to take those and I'm going to strip any foliage that's on the bottom of the stem. Just strip it. I'm going to take the smaller stem and put it kind of towards the top of the bloom, of the flowers. And the larger stem, I'm going to put down towards the bottom. Just like that. I'm going to use 1 more stem, I think, 1 more piece. Strip it. And I am just going to lay it. So it's 3 little pieces of solidago. I'm going to tape it again. Now for me, I like to tape in between. You do not have to if you don't want to, but this really ensures that it is not going to fall apart. It is well taped. Now let me tell you one thing. I had a friend of mine reach out to me and say when she made boutonnieres with rosebuds, when they put the pin into the boutonniere, the head of the rose fell off. And I asked her, are you wiring and taping that bloom? And she said, no. And I said, that is the reason your head is falling off. Always wire and tape the bloom. Do not take a shortcut and just tape them all together. The wire and the tape is what's holding that bloom's little head in place, okay? It's important that you do that. Next, I'm just going to take a little piece of, this is leather leaf fern. I'm going to take one little frond off of that entire piece, and I'm going to strip that off the bottom little leaves off the bottom. I'm going to take this and lay it right on the back of those flowers, okay? I'm going to trim up that stem just a smidge, and I am going to tape that in place. Just tape it just like I showed you. Just tape it, twist and pull down, twist and pull, twist and pull, and there's where your tape's going to stay stuck, okay? Next, I'm going to show you a trick about using a regular wristlet. This is a little metal disc on an elastic wristband. This is what we use to hold our flowers on a wrist, just like that. It's very comfortable. It fits most sized arms. It's just a really easy to use piece, okay? Now let me show you how I was taught. Now, I think it's meant to lay your flowers and then bend down these little tabs. So lay your flowers in place and then bend down the tabs. I have always struggled with that. And so I'm going to show you how I was taught to do it. I'm going to take, and this was actually taught to me by an old florist, Miss Ruth Stewart. I worked with her for years. And Miss Ruth really taught me the ins and outs of how to run a flower shop and how things worked in a flower shop. And of course, she was old school. She owned a flower shop for 36 years, a long time. So what she said is take a piece of florist wire, cut in half, and bend it to make a U, a long U, okay? I'm going to take that piece of wire and lay it right on top of that disc, just like that. And I am going to bend down these two tabs just right over the U part of that wire, okay? Then I'm going to bend these bottom two tabs just like this. And then I'm going to take this tab and I am going to bend it flat, okay? So what I've done is basically made a stem that holds this wristlet in place, okay? Next, what I'm going to do is take my tape and I am going to tape that wire, okay? So I am just twisting, I'm just taping that wire. And what it's doing is it's making a stem that I can tape to my flowers, okay? So it's going to lay on the back just like this, and I am just going to tape that right to my flowers. So I'm going to show you how I do that. I'm just going to take this, and you see I've got a pretty good stem. I'm laying it right on the back of those flowers, just like that. And I am going to take this corsage tape, and I am going to tape this wristlet into place. So I'm just taping it, just go round and round and round and tape it right into place. I'm going to do that twice. That ensures that this little flower is going to stay in place. Now I like to do that before I put on my ribbon, because then my ribbon's not in the way. So you can see it's in place, right? It's not going anywhere. I still leave this stem on, and I'm going to make a little bow out of some corsage ribbon. This is just a little ivory ribbon. So what I like to do when making a bow is I like to do a center loop. So I'm going to take that ribbon, holding it between my forefinger and my thumb, and I'm just going to wrap my ribbon right around my thumb. So you see, this is going to be my center loop of this bow. Okay? I'm going to make a twist and a loop and catch it with that forefinger. Twist, loop, twist, loop, twist, loop, twist, loop, twist, and loop. So I'm going to do 3 loops on each side. Now to make my my little tails, I'm going to take, you can see this is attached to my bow. I'm going to just take it and give us a longer loop and catch it right up underneath. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut those little tails. So there's my bow, okay? I'm going to fluff it. It's not going to look quite this flat. I'm going to take some wire and run it right through that center loop and place that wire right up underneath that thumb. And I'm going to bend those wires down. So the wire is between my forefinger and my middle finger on my left hand. I'm going to take my pointer and I'm going to push it up against those two fingers. So I don't know if you can see that, but I'm pushing it right up against those two fingers and I'm twisting that wire. Now what that does is it tightens that wire. It gets it as tight as I can get it, okay? I'm going to take my finger. I'm still holding the ribbon with my thumb and my other fingers. And then I'm going to pull those loops to fluff them out. So there's my little bow, okay? I'm going to take this little bow and I'm going to lay it right here at the base of that arrangement, or that corsage. And I'm going to take my wire, if I can get it, and I'm just wrapping it right around that stem, just like that. So it's in place. Next, I'm going to tape it again because it's one of those things, it's repetitive. I'm going to take my tape and I am going to tape this bow right into place. So to finish it off, what I'm going to do is I'm just taking some wire snips and I'm going to trim off this long stem. I'm just going to take those snips and just cut it right off. And so it's just leaving just a short stem on the bottom. And then you can put that right on your wrist and you have no issues with it falling apart. Now it looks way different than a glued corsage, but it's still a very pretty presentation and they can dance all night and it's not going anywhere. It's going to stay in place, but it really is a pretty sweet little corsage. Now, I just kind of gave you a basics on how to put together the corsage. Remember, any flowers work. Make it creative and have fun with it. I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of how to wire and tape and put it all together. Guys, thank you so much for being here this afternoon. If you liked our videos, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. Pop that bell down below and you will get notifications. And if you like these types of videos, you can always follow us over on Facebook. We do Facebook Lives every day, every afternoon. Guys, have a great day. We'll see you real soon.